Hi everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am working with Whimsy stamps and I am using Dudley and Dahlia from Dustin Pike's collection, and I'm also using some other digital files. So I'm using the Hearts of Flutter digital papers and the Big Wishes digital sentiments. So I've got the image printed out onto some Express It blending card. That's my go-to when it comes to Copic markers, and I am colouring the images up using Copic markers, as I said. So I am working my way through. I will have all of the Copic markers listed over on my blog, so please check out my blog post for a full list of those colours and also all of the links to the products that are used on this card. So I have only sped this up a little bit. This video does go for about 20 minutes. I thought you guys would like to see a live, well, sort of live colouring. It's almost real time is what I mean. Okay, so with the little boy dragon, I'm using some of the YG markers and also a G marker. So I'm using YG05, 09, and then I'm using G28. For his belly, I'm using some yellow markers. I'm using Y02, Y35, and Y38. So when I'm colouring with Copic markers, I generally lay down the lightest colour first, and then I go in with my darkest marker and I start mapping out all of the dark areas of the image. I've never done any Copic training. Just for those that are wondering, my colouring may not be perfect. I may not have all of the dark areas where they should be. I'm completely self-taught, so no complaints here. What else? My reasons for this card, I was actually looking for a sentiment to go with this card, and I found this gorgeous "Love You More Than Words Can Say" sentiment from Whimsy Stamps, and that sort of helped me in working out what I was going to do with this card. So just on a side note, you just seen me take off the other end of my caps. The reason for that was this G28 marker is extra juicy. I have not refilled this marker. It's just the same marker, always like this. So the taking off the other end of the caps will equalize that marker out, and it will what's the word I'm looking for? It will prevent that marker from dripping on your project. So I'm now going in with my YG09 marker, and I'm starting to pull that G marker out into the image. And then finally I'll go back and use the lightest of my YGs, and I'll start blending that image out. So as I said, this video does go for about 20 minutes. If you don't want to watch it in this sort of slowness, I will have it sped up on my personal YouTube channel. I don't like to have videos that are this long on my channel usually, so I will speed it up for my own video. So I'm just working my way around getting a nice blend. If you guys know me as one of the Whimsy digital design team members, I absolutely love all of the dragon images from Dustin Pike. I'm always tagging him on my Instagram posts when it comes to these little guys. I love them to bits. I love that you can color them in all different colors and they still come up super cute. I love the vibrancy that you can give them. You can color them greens and purples and oranges and aquas, and it doesn't matter. They work with anything, and I love that. I love that you can change up an image just by using a different color. So here I am. I'm now going in with my lightest marker, and I'm working my way through that image and completely pulling all of that color out and then blending it all in. I do apologize, my hands get in the way sometimes when it comes to my Copic markers because I like to be up close, and it makes it a little bit difficult when it comes to watching my coloring. What else? I will be running the image through my Big Shot later on with a stitch circle die. Not from Whimsy Stamps, it's from a different company, but I will have as many Whimsy products linked up as I can for you guys. And I would appreciate if you use all of my affiliate links, which is what you will find below this video, on my channel and also on my blog. So I'm going in now and colouring his little horns and his belly in with yellows. So as I said, I'm using Y02, Y35 and Y38. And same process, lightest colour down first, and then I'll work my way through. back from darkest to lightest. Sometimes if I'm not 100% sure on the markers that I'm using, like if it's not one of my normal blends, sometimes I will go directly from darkest to lightest. That way, if I need to, I can pull some of the dark color out if I need to. So this is my little boy all colored up. Isn't he just adorable? And now we will start coloring in the little girl. And for her, I'm using some purple. So I'm using V04, V17 and V19. And I will also be using V12 and V15 on her. And for her bow, I'm using some pink. So I'm using RV11, 14 and 17. As I said, these will all be listed on my blog. So if you've already got lost, please go and check out that. And I will also have some progress photos and things on there. My video camera is literally directly right above my head, so sometimes when I'm coloring on video it makes it a little bit difficult to see what I'm doing, and I do apologize, but I used to get complaints when I had it sitting in front of me but pointed to the image, so this is the way I'm more comfortable doing it. What else can I tell you guys about? I am absolutely loving the May release. I hope you guys are as well. So many super cute images from all of our designers that we have working for Whimsy Stamps, and I do hope that you guys will go and check out all of those images that are available. We are super lucky in that sometimes some of the images are available in rubber as well for those of us that don't always use digital stamps. I myself have a lot of both. There's no full preference over either one. Sometimes the only reason why I have rubbers is because I like to do embossing and masking and things like that. But, you know, I absolutely love my digital stamps. I've been with Whimsy Stamps for quite a few years now, and I absolutely love it. And I am running off my little feet at the moment. I am super late with my design team project, and I do apologize for that. I've had a really crap week. These things happen, but my mind has just been a little bit elsewhere. Okay, so I'm going in now with the lightest marker and pulling all of that color out. There is many other types of papers that you can purchase for Copic markers. Expressat is just the main one that we use here in Australia. It's the easiest one to get on hand, as most of the local craft companies do sell it. So if I'm ever stuck in a little pickle, I can sort of run up to my local scrapbooking shop and they generally have some of it in stock. I generally do buy these things a little bit more often than that because I need to know that I always have it on stock, but there has been that odd time that I haven't paid that much attention and I have run out. So I do know, yeah, as I said, that there is other companies out there that have papers that are fantastic with Copic markers. I am here going in with my Zero Colors blender just to tidy up a few little spots. Some of the parts of this image are super detailed, and when I've got juicy markers it's a little bit harder to keep in those lines, and I just use that Zero Colors blender to fix that up. So we're going in now with some of the RV markers to do her little bow. I do apologise for the noisy motorbikes in the background. I've got all the doors open. It's a lovely day outside. We've had a few days where it's been really smoky. They're doing a lot of backburning around us at the moment, being that it is cooler days here in Australia, and it's the safest time for them to be doing backburning. It just makes it difficult for myself and my younger son, who both have asthma, so I made sure that he took his Ventolin this morning before we left the house. Obviously, being in high school, they're always outside swapping classrooms and things like that, and I would much rather him be covered. And I'm just going in with her belly there, just using those lighter purples and then blending that out. I think this would be a super cute pregnancy card. The way that she's sitting makes her look like she's pregnant a little bit, and I think that would be really cute to give to new parents as well. Alright, so now I'm going in, I'm using my Zero Colorless blender to add details into the tail of the little boy dinosaur. I do decide after I've done that to make, to make the little girl's body all dotted as well, but I'm going to do her full body. So it takes a little bit of time because you do need to wait a few seconds between each dot for that colorless blender to do what it does. And what it does is when you're holding the blending solution onto the image, it pushes that color out, and that's what creates that dotted detail. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and tomorrow for me will be the first day of May. So like I said, I'm running super behind, and I apologize everyone, I really do. That's why I'm trying to do an extra video for the girls to share over on the Whimsy blog, and I will do a slowed down version on my personal blog and my YouTube channel. You can find me on all social media under Angel Handmade Papercraft. Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, etc, etc. I have them all, and all under the same name. So I'm now just taking that extra time. The Colorless blender wasn't working as quick as I was hoping that it would, so I'm going back over a few of those dots just to push it out just a little bit more. I don't do this very often, so I didn't want to mess them up. So we are over halfway of the video now. I'm going to have the card process on this video as well, which is the reason why it takes a little bit longer. And obviously doing all of this dotted detail does take time. As I said, you need to focus and you need to make sure that you're holding that marker on for a little bit longer. Alright, so here is my little boy coloured up, and then I'm going to show you some photos of everybody coloured up, and then we'll start working on putting the card together. Here they are. Are they gorgeous? My camera cut out before I coloured the tree. I do apologise. I just used some green markers. I used the YG61, 13 and 95 on the tree. Alright, so I'm going in with a stitch circle die. As I said, it is from a different brand, but I will try and link up all of the Whimsy products that I can. Now, I'm trying to work out where I'm going to cut this image out, because I didn't really want to lose the tree. I didn't want to lose their legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm using a mechanical pencil to draw around the outside of the circle. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to fussy cut around their feet. And I'm also going to colour some more of the tree so that all of that is part of the image. So I can see from here, I've just trimmed it down, I can see from the circle that I drew that their feet are going to get cut off. So I'm fussy cutting all of their feet out, and then I'm going to push that above the die. So anything that's hanging over the top of the die is what won't cut off, because it's not underneath where the cutting part of the die is. So all I'll do is just slip it underneath and keep the feet above the die. I'm just using my EK Success scissors. I do apologise that that's off screen. You have to do this right up close to make sure that you get exactly where you need it. Alright, so here I am adding in some extra details to the top of that tree that looked like it was going to be inside the die. What I should have done before I added this coat here was rub that eraser out. Sorry, the eraser, the mechanical pencil. But I wasn't thinking, so when I've gone back in to do it, I couldn't erase that line because it was trapped underneath the Copic marker. Thankfully you can't see it when I die cut it. But whoops, make sure that you erase it before you cut it out, before you cover it in Copic marker. So I had to do a little bit more cutting on the legs to get them underneath that die and get it up as far as I needed it to go. So any white sections that you want cut out need to be underneath the die. Anything that you don't want cut needs to hang over the top. So I'm sliding both of the feet over the top of that die, and then I will run that through my die cut machine. I am just going to add some washi tape as well to hold that down, just to make sure that it doesn't move on me. I really couldn't afford to do that, so I'm putting it on my hand off screen, taking off some of the sticky, and now I will run it through my die cut machine. So there we go. I actually didn't lose as much tree as what I thought I was going to use, so I probably didn't need to colour all that extra in, because I think it all got cut off anyway. I think because I moved the die a little bit after I drew it on there. Alright, so I've got some digital papers. The digital papers, as I said, are from the Hearts A Flutter digital paper set. And I decided I needed some clouds. So I'm just going through my little scraps bucket that I have in my top drawer here, just any leftover die cuts, etc. And I'm just adhering those on just onto the image to begin with. So I'm only adding that glue to the left side. And then once I've got all of my layout and all of my papers cut, then I can add some more adhesive. I do apologize, that is my pharmacy message reminding me that I need to take some medication. Alright, so this big sentiment that is underneath, please ignore it. Silly me tried to trim some off, which I think you will see me do on video, and I trimmed too much. So it was ruined. Lucky I printed out some smaller ones, but to be honest, the smaller one fitted my card perfectly, so I'm super happy with it. So here is the digital papers. I've just trimmed some of those down on my trimmer. I really think this love paper is absolutely stunning. And I've got some of the little pink hearts as well. So just trimming it all down to the sizes that I need. And I'm going to add some coloured cardstock underneath as well to mat it. So this is me just trying to work out what I'm going to do. The card base is from Kucha Creations. I do buy them in bulk. Oh, here we go. You can watch me stupidly cut too much off because I wasn't paying attention. I had a million and one things going on in my head, and obviously this was not one of them. So I've trimmed a little bit, then I went back in and cut some more, and then I've gone, oh crap. So I had to pull out those little ones that I had printed extra. So I think it was meant to be that they were printed extra, so that was pretty lucky. Alright, so I'm going to start adhering down some of my layers so I can work out exactly what it is that I want to do with these sentiments. So I'm just using some Helma acid-free liquid adhesive, and I've got my image here, so now I'm going to start adding everything down on the card again to work out where I want to put it. Got to trim this sentiment down, so I'm pulling out my Tim Holtz guillotine. Sorry about that. That was the guy that lives behind us. He's just found a kitten in his backyard and was wondering if it was ours. It is not. The little kitties have been wandering around in our backyard as well. My allergies have been going nuts because I am severely allergic to cats. And yes, alright, so I've trimmed down that other smaller sentiment just using my EK Success scissors, and I'm just trying to work out where exactly I'm going to put it. I like to play around. It does take me a little while to make cards sometimes because I'm so indecisive of how exactly I'm going to adhere things to my card. So even now I've only just stuck just the side of that down just to make sure that I was completely happy with it before I started adhering everything to those layers. Alright, so making sure that it's not going to stick to my card base because, as I said, I want to add some coloured cardstocks behind it. So I'm just adhering all of that down, and I'm going to trim off all of the excess pieces here, being super careful not to cut my hands. Alright. So I'm just grabbing some coloured cardstock from my stash. So this is like a really nice Moby type colour. I've just trimmed it down on my Caterpillar Pro, and I wanted to add some white as well. So I'm grabbing some white as well. That's going to break the hearts away from that coloured cardstock and just pop them off the card a little bit more. Sometimes when you're blending too many colours, all you need to do is add a little bit of white and you'd be surprised what a difference it makes. So adhering all of that down. And finally down to the card base. Alright, I'm just rubbing off. I did have a little bit of leakage of adhesive, and I must have touched the cloud as well, so I'm just rubbing all that off using my mechanical pencil eraser. And that is my card complete. So I thank you all for watching. Please go and check out all of the May release over at the Whimsy Stamp Shop, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!